Greetings Captains, Kronshtadt here. Hope you are doing well. Today we have a review of the USS Alaska. Basic stats for you. It has 3 main turrets, so you got a broadside of 9 12-inch guns. Together with that you also find that you have 6 turrets with 5-inch guns. You can put 4 of them into a broadside, so that gives you 8 5-inch guns towards the target. And did I mention the AA? Well, as you can see here, we got 14 40mm buffers in a quad setting, and also we got 34 20mm obelix autocannons as well. So very well protected against AA. So without wasting your time, let's look at what you really need to know. Let's compare it against the Kronshtadt and the Scharnhorst. So this little diagram here, or Excel sheet, shows you basically how you can fire broadside from each ship and how many secondary guns you can also use. Now you can fire secondaries as well. The next column shows the reload time for these guns. So Scharnhorst is fastest, if you like, with its broadside. You can fire each gun every 17.2 seconds. Bear in mind that you have an aced crew. And the Kronshtadt Alaska is 20 each. Secondaries, different matter. Scharnhorst secondaries every 7.5 seconds. And bear in mind you can only put 4 on target. Kronstadt's you got 8 seconds. And Alaska, very fast, the 5-inch, 2.8 seconds. This actually gives a really high reload speed on the secondaries. And that's worth bearing that in mind when we look at how much TNT we can bear down the target. So when you look all the way to the right side, you can basically see HE kilo of TNT per minute. The Kronshtadt is the winner, 1.6 tons or 1676 kilo of TNT per minute. But the Alaska, not on the primary guns, but because of the high reload rate on the secondaries, can almost do as much at 1.5 tons, and the Scharnhorst comes last with about a ton of TNT. Expanding the sheet to include armor-piercing ammunition as well, you can see that the Kronshtadt has a somewhat distinct advantage, because the HE filler is much higher in its AP shelf of 18.7 compared to 7 point something in the Kronshtadt and Alaska, and therefore can do more TNT per minute. And of course that has a much higher chance of armor racking stuff as well. In 3, 2, 1, let's crack on. Let's see what we can do. Not just speeding it up 20 times, so it's a bit quicker to get over and done with, but I thought it was important at least you could see the process. I'm basically using high explosive all the time, trying to at various stages to see if I can shoot down the Kronshtadt, but he seems to do pretty well with the crew. At some point we're about even, but then he switches to AP, and yeah, well, that's over and out for me.
Yeah, that's the AP. Basically, I punched a hole in your armor on the second, the forward super firing turret.
Yeah.
And then just hit it with another AP round. And that looked like it was an over.
Yeah, that you seem to have good hits in, to be fair, at the moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a feeling that
you ready again?
Ready? Yeah.
Just AP the same thing. Okay. 3, 2, 1, start. Oh, well, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So you shoot just at the 2 front turrets, right? That's where it goes.
Just try and hit that second one, yeah.
Well, yeah, you did that okay, but I'm at 80%.
Yeah, I've already punched a hole in the armor.
Yes, it definitely hold down my I button here. Let me see. panels have gone. Wow.
So like your secondary is firing SAP.
Secondaries are firing AP. Well, I seem to
you
got
did.
your...
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a good hit. Took out one of the armor plates in the turret.
So while initially we thought it would look promising, reality was that at no point did I actually really manage to armor rack the Kronshtadt with the Alaska. It just could not penetrate at the sort of 8-kilometer range that we're looking at here, even at a completely flat-on surface. Yeah, not a great test number 3 here.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'll
like
give it
near
a
the
look.
aft funnels. It still probably has some crew. Okay, just went past not enough
is
free crew
amazing.
members. 6%. So what was it, 10 minutes? How finally the ammunition goes.
10 minutes and 30 seconds. For this test we used HE only towards the Kronshtadt. That took 8 minutes, so better, but not great.
This I think will take a while because you've got a lot of crew. Almost 2,000 crew.
I know.
Biggest crew in the game right now.
So immediately start firefighting. So we started our quest with the Kronshtadt versus the Alaska using HE. I'm just going to speed that up by 20 times. But essentially it just took 6 minutes to take down the Alaska. This kind of proves the extra bit of HE firepower or more concentrated firepower that Kronshtadt has. For a bit of due diligence, we decided to do the test one more time, but actually just under 2 minutes. And because AW is spreading his fire along the side of the ship, he managed to armor rack the ship using HE at the back. So just under 2 minutes,
Shell room
and the
is what killed
Alaska is gone. So we did 3 more tests, now with a new battleship or battle cruiser, basically the Scharnhorst. First thing, let's see if we can kill the Scharnhorst with HE ammunition. Now that took 11 minutes to complete. It's quite a long-winded affair. So it just proves that the Scharnhorst is a little bit harder not to crack, and of course it has a bigger armor belt, being 320 millimeter compared to the 2 others, which is about 230 each. Okay, took the plate.
Doink.
Doink.
Is that?
So it's the last test. We basically shot AP at the Scharnhorst using the Alaska. And it took a bit of time, but after 6 minutes I did manage to actually get an ammo rack on the Scharnhorst at the front turrets. It could have been pure luck, but I did. So at least it can ammo rack another ship. Maybe just not as frequent as one would like when we were playing. Now that brings me on to the hacking order of these ships. And it's pretty much a bit more like follows. The Scharnhorst is probably the most survivable. The Kronshtadt has the firepower. Where does that leave the Alaska? Well, it probably has better AA. But which one would you rather play? Does that mean the Alaska should be avoided? No, not at all. It's still a good ship, and you can absolutely play it and have a good time in it. It's just not the new OP ship. It sort of falls in between or together with the Scharnhorst and the Kronshtadt, maybe slightly below. Some people might argue it should be more of a 6.7, but 7.0 is probably okay for now, at least while it's new and fresh and until we got some more data, because things could change. I mean, maybe there is something in the armor or where it's located and stuff like that that makes it seems more susceptible to be armor racked. The way to play the Alaska in default configuration, or when you get a few things for it, is I would go with 2/3 high explosive rounds for the primaries and 1/3 AP. Generally use the high explosive on the longer ranges, and when you get in range, I would say less than 5 kilometers, I would change to AP, where you can more accurately try and do an armor rack against another ship. Bear in mind that the test we did, everything was sort of very stationary. So that's how I would play it. For your secondaries, first of all, when you get the ship, just load them up with HC. That's what you get by default. And when you get the variable time fuse shell, then load it up with that instead. It has the same explosive filler, and of course it's much better to use against aeroplanes or smaller ships. That brings me to the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the testing element, too much, too little, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.